Namaste. Welcome to Youth TV show. Our guest for today's episode of Global Perspectives is Dr. Nawal Paswan. He is the head of Department of Peace and Conflict and Management Studies at the Sikkim University, Gangtok. Welcome to the show, Doctor. In today's episode, since we will be talking a lot about peace and conflict, I would like to know what is your definition of peace and how would you define conflict?
Peace is a state of mind to feel that our requirements and desire is fulfilled, but the moment your desire and need is not fulfilled, then it transforms into conflict. This is the way you can realize the peace and conflict.
What are the types of conflict?
There are several types of conflict, but primarily we divide into two categories. One is external and second is internal. External conflict is basically a type of conflict which is influenced by either neighboring country or outside the country, and second is internal conflict, which is people to people conflict, that is a state versus non-state actor. Here it is people to people conflict, and people to people conflict is more dangerous than external conflict in South Asia. We are having problem with our own people than from outside.
Definitely. Nepal has had a decade-long people-to-people conflict. The basis that was once for easy understanding, easy division, categorization of people has now become a basis for suppression and dominance. What do you think is the way forward?
We have to work individually as well as collectively to resolve those people-to-people conflict. Government cannot come 24 to 7 hours to resolve the conflict. What we do is we exclusively depend on the government interventions. Let us change that attitude. Why we depend on government? Government is an agency who enforce the law and order, who deployed so many other security personnel to take care, look after. But what is the number of Nepali people on which one constable is deployed? It is very, very less. How you are expecting that one policeman will control 20,000 populations?
But is that expectation not normal? If you are a person who has elected a representative and you take them to the forefront mainstream of the country, believing that they are going to solve your problem, is it not natural to expect from them that they will fulfill your desires?
No, there are 2 or 3 layers of the governance prevailing in the country. One is central, second is state, and third is Nagar Nigam level. So these are the coordinations to regulate the governments or people. If you blame Gram Panchayat or Nagar Palika that you are unable to resolve my conflict because you are my elected leader, if those people start to say something to the state authority, district authority, so blame game time is over. We have experience of so many decades of the blame game. This is the time to come into action mode. So what is more important as a youth, a person like you, is that let us make awareness about the role and responsibility of common man of the country. Let us work at the grassroots level, coordinate with the elected representative as well as security personnels. We can resolve that conflict at to that level immediately. 21st century is devoted to do some capacity building program for local people. No, national people have already got exposure. Do it something for the local leaders who are the grassroots worker. They are the person who will resolve your 50% differences of opinion and minimize the level of conflict.
It is because they know the context.
They know the entire family of the village. They are in constant touch with them. They will listen their voice than your voice.
Yes.
They respect these leaders because they are elected by them only.
This is the participatory approach.
Yes, participatory approach. This is the best way to manage the day-to-day affairs in the grassroots level.
We can see that in India and in Nepal, there are lots of cases of poverty. So in a country where people are not getting their basic needs, how can we expect them to cooperate with the government or with concerned authorities and institutions to guarantee a peaceful country?
Poverty and peace, it is a contradicting. Most of the time, poverty leads conflict. We are poor. We do not have sufficient resources to manage our day-to-day life. We do not have work because unemployment rate is also very high. Education is also very costly. Health infrastructure is also very poor. So what government is supposed to do is that the budget has to be allocated for education, health service, infrastructure on the basis of need of the people. A particular area requires infrastructure development, give priority to them. If a particular area doesn't have any hospital, health infrastructure, give them enough health infrastructures. If there are certain areas which doesn't have any school, I have seen my life. So excuse can be tolerated up to certain extent, not permanent. Once your tolerance level is collapsed, then naturally conflict will surface.
Conflict is universal.
Yes,
Can there ever be a world where there is zero conflict? Is that even possible?
that is not possible.
So, if a zero conflict world is not possible, does that mean we will never be able to achieve 100% world peace? Is that what it means?
No, both are not correct, because what is more important is to contain the peace. If today you are in a state of peace, who will give you guarantee that tomorrow you will be not in the conflict? So conflict and peace is a process where if you resolve the conflict, some other conflict will come. It is not one time game.
It is an ongoing process.
It is an ongoing process, and also I feel that it is necessary for developmental process. It is necessary for developmental process, because the moment you will feel that, oh, this demand is fulfilled, the next demand will automatically come, and it creates a pressure on the civil society, on the government to think and work. If there is no any, I am only talking about positive conflict, not the negative conflict. Conflict is necessary for developmental process, because we are working in a such way that each one of us are contributing individually as well as collectively.
It was wonderful having you here.
Thank you so much.